It's Sofia Franklyn. You are listening to Sofia with an F, and the F is for phenomenal. This episode is brought to you by David's Bridal. From bridal and bridesmaids to wedding guest and prom looks, David's Bridal is here for it all. Book your free appointment, stop by in-store, or shop online at davidsbridal.com. Welcome to Sofia with an F. I am your host, Sofia Franklyn, and I cannot wait to get into it this week with you guys. I am currently not exposed, but like 2 seconds away from being very exposed. I'm wearing the silk set by Daphne, and I could not be more obsessed. And I wanted to record from my PJs today and always, and I might actually just start doing that, and we're going to just start having a pajama party. We're almost done with January, which is insane to think about. I don't know where the time went. Oh, I guess the time went into doing this super top secret project, which I will reveal to everyone soon, and planning a wedding and all the other work stuff. And it's time for and I'm going to refer to myself in third person, and I'm allowed to do that every once in a blue moon, but don't let me get hooked on it and don't let me start doing it a lot. The reintroduction of Sofia Franklyn is happening, and I'm just getting all my ducks lined up in a row. But I finished watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I still need to watch the reunion, but I am going to say it is pretty close to OG Roni, and I never, ever thought those words would come out of my mouth, and I was just spilling and needed to get behind this microphone before I talked Soph's ear off completely. What the hell? And by the way, I am not on anyone's team. I think everyone was just in their own right, correct, incorrect, and fair and not fair. And I don't think Meredith, they did end up kind of using her as a tiny bit of a scapegoat. And I kind of love Lisa Barlow. I love Meredith Marks. The thing is, I love all of them. I genuinely love all of them. And I think they all have a lot of that they're about to say in this reunion, which I cannot wait to watch. But Brittany is, and I might sound like a mean girl, but this is reality television is built around the foundation of haters. That's what reality TV is. Reality TV is like, come and get an inside scoop into my life, and all the haters of the world that want to live vicariously through us or want something to hate on, here is our reality TV show. Brittany, I realized it's not the stupidity or she is still stuck in middle school when it comes to intellect. That's not the issue. It's Brittany talks and behaves like she is in middle school. That scene when everyone has basically forgiven her for everything, she should have rode that wave into the night. And instead, they go to the spa and she starts splashing water on all of the girls. Do you know what it's like to get a blowout? There are cues you look for. If a girl is not getting her hair wet, that is because she is trying to protect her hair and she does not want water on it. And I don't know why that needs to be a disclaimer, but there's the disclaimer. Unless she dives into the water, she doesn't want her hair wet. And there's no in between, okay? There's no little splashes. We're either keeping our hair dry or we're getting it wet. Oh my God. And then when Angie starts telling Brittany that her hair is way too long and that she will look in the mirror and get insecure about her own hair length and be like, oh my God, Does it look like Britney's hair length? Because if it does, I need to cut it right now. It just looks a little bit childish and just cheap. That was like the number 782 on the list of crazy shit they say. I really did like Angie's just a real one. And she's talking about her under eye, which she doesn't have an under eye. Like Angie's, there's no space or place for there to be a dark under eye circle nor an under eye bag. It is like her cheek, and then all of a sudden you have eyelashes from the lower eyelid. There is nothing. And she's sitting at dinner and she's talking about what she got done, and I can't remember what it's called, but she like grabs her chopsticks and does like a scrambling motion, and she's like, yeah, they basically just put 2 chopsticks up there under the under eye, and then they just like they chop everything up and move everything around and then seal it back up. It looks phenomenal, and that leads me to this week's episode, which is bridal beauty treatments, which are AKA beauty treatments I would get regardless, but now they're fast tracked because I have a wedding coming up, is really what this episode is about. So I just pulled up my inbox on my iPad, which was the number one worst thing I could have done going into this week's episode. I haven't read my inbox since Friday. Okay. So there are some unanswered emails that we're just going to slide right past because it ain't none of my business. Scroll. Okay, I have to read this email, you guys. This is one of the latest on the wedding planning. I've never read or seen such an email with my own 2 eyes, okay? So we are discussing where we want to have the wedding ceremony. We know where we want to have the reception, the after party, the aperitif, and the drinks before the ceremony. This ceremony itself is still up for discussion. And we found this like little plot of land that's just a few steps. It's like quite literally a 2-minute walk from the venue that we're having all the other events at on the wedding day. And we found this little plot of land that overlooks Lake Como. You can see Switzerland from this little plot of land. It's like you can see the whole world, and it's just stunning. And when my fiance took me there to check it out, I was like, what is this? It's never been developed. It's just a patch of grass, and you have to like kind of hike through some dirt and some shrubs to get to it. So my fiance, who, God bless him, is just like, dream big or don't dream at all, and we will get it done. He's like, you know what? Wedding ceremony. Let's have it on this undeveloped, completely never been touched or manicured or looked at ever plot of land for the wedding ceremony. So it turns out it's technically a public park, and it's owned by Italy and the municipality that makes up Lake Como. And so we have now been in talks with the mayor. Okay. The mayor is now involved in our wedding planning. And we told him like our vision, and we told our wedding planners, like, we want to get this done and whatever we need to do. I need you guys to just hear this email, okay? Because never have I ever. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 bullets on this email, and I'm just going to tell you guys about one. I'm going to tell you about 2 of them. The first bullet is platform installation and transport options. We are currently assessing the most practical and cost-efficient transport method, either road transport or helicopter transport. Yes, you heard that correctly. Helicopter transport is listed under the most practical and cost-efficient transport methods. The helicopter operations costs will be assessed, and this is, oh my God, we're only on bullet 1. The helicopter remains a viable and quick option, but it requires a detailed operational plan covering both aerial logistics and ground support. This is number 1 out of 5 things, and I thought this next thing that I'm about to say was part of another bullet entirely. Nope, we are still on bullet number 1. Wildlife protection and overnight security. This area is frequented by wild boars, which poses a risk to the platform once installed. To ensure safety and avoid damage, the platform must be fenced off overnight and supervised by security personnel. The full ceremony setup will be completed the following morning. Cost for the above to be assessed. So, Revolve is forever and forever will be my go-to. I promise you, my time screen is higher because of it. I look for outfits on Revolve that basically make up my wardrobe entirely. Like, if I have a special event, I go to Revolve. If I want to sleep comfy cozy where no one's even going to be looking at me but me, I go to Revolve. If I need jewelry, I go to Revolve. Also, Sleuths, I am refreshing my closet for 2026 right now, and they're constantly having new arrivals. My favorite brands right now, La Academie, but oh my God, Eves. I am so obsessed with them, and they're just there waiting for me. And the shopping experience on Revolve, incroyable. Whether it's a weekend away, a big night out, or just a much needed wardrobe refresh, your dream wardrobe is just one click away. Head to revolve.com/Sofia, shop my edit, and take 15% off your first order with code Sofia. Fast 2-day shipping, easy returns. It's literally the only place you need to shop from. That's revolve.com/Sofia to shop my favorites and get 15% off your first order with code Sofia. Offer ends February 5th, so happy shopping. Sleuths, as you heard, one of my resolutions is being more intentional about what I'm putting in my body while still having a blast in a glass. That's why RK has been such a game changer. RK makes alcohol-free versions of whiskey, tequila, gin, rum, vodka, and more, all with 0 alcohol, 0 sugar, and 0 calories. What really blew me away is their patented warm molecule, which delivers that familiar burn you expect from liquor without any alcohol at all. I tried their tequila for my world famous spicy mark, and it honestly scratched the same itch. RK is my bestie during this dry January or anytime I want a cocktail moment without the after effects. It works for cocktails, mocktails, or sipping straight, and it's safe for anyone avoiding alcohol for health, pregnancy, recovery, or just because you feel like it. RK is currently offering private investment opportunities as it expands towards a future NASDAQ listing. So join investors, influencers, and millions of fans who are joining the RK Zero Proof revolution. If you want all the flavor and none of the alcohol, check out RK Zero Proof, your favorite cocktails made non-alcoholic. Available at Walmart, Amazon, or rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. Sleuths, I have always been about optimizing my time, my energy, and my overall bandwidth. And sure, there is something serendipitous and really cute about running into your soulmate at the grocery store, but I don't go to the grocery store and I don't have time to be frequenting one. You know what I mean? And in the new year, like Kylie Jenner said, it's the year of realizing stuff, the moments where you feel yourself becoming who you really are. That's what I love about the dating app Field. It's free from ads, completely independent, and built for curious, playful, open-minded people. Field doesn't gatekeep connection. There's no algorithm telling you what you should want. The only person who gets to decide that is you. And the Field community is famous for change. In fact, 62% of members say their sexuality, interests, or desires evolve within their first year on the app. In a space with no pressure to be anything, who might you become? There's also no fast swipe culture here. You can take your time, revisit profiles, and actually sit with the traction. With over 20 sexuality and gender identities, room for friendship, and features like shared desires that show what you have in common right away, Field makes honesty feel natural. Download Field, spelled F-E-E-L-D, on the App Store or Google Play. I have read 1/10 of this email, and I'm already trying to think through what it would be like for helicopter transport and fighting off wild boars during my wedding ceremony. The rest, technical assessments and municipal permits, guest transportation, golf cart rental, construction work hours permits, noise permits, parking, traffic management, and municipal reservations, supplier and staff logistics, traffic coordination, vehicle restrictions, technical requirements, drone usage, power supply. I basically read this email and I quite literally called my fiance and I said, why did we decide to get married in 2026 again? And I need you to come clean and I need you to come with a real convincing response because I'm about to just push this back a year. He reminded me that we came to that decision as a unit together because I expressed to him that of course, this is going to sound outdated and very not progressive of me. I'm aware of that. I told him I wanted to do it the right way, quote unquote. And I would, if I had it my way, like to get married and then get pregnant and have children. I'm really regretting ever saying that. And I think the way to go is wedding never, pregnancy when you want to have kids. That's kind of the timeline that I now abide by. But I already sent out save the dates. I asked Soph if we did put the year on the save the dates. That's still TBD. And I swear to God, if I find out there was no year on the invite, I might push it back, but I don't really think that's an option. But maybe it is. I don't know. You guys tell me, how many of you have had people send out the save the dates and then call the wedding off? I know people call weddings off, and I'll never be a runaway bride. I would never make it that far and then call it off, but we're kind of still in the early stages, so never say never. Time for a little bridal update in partnership with David's Bridal. My bridal era started off rocky and we're feeling pretty good now. We have made great progress. I was able to kiki with my fiance, especially over the holiday break. And I think ever since then, we were able to lay the groundwork and the foundation and come to a understanding about what are the vital things, the non-negotiables, and what are the things that we can kind of be flexible with. And that by itself was incredibly helpful. So the day after and the day before, because this is a weekend extravaganza, this is not just a one-day wedding ceremony, reception, and that's it. We have basically locked down, I don't know for which day yet, but we have basically locked down one of my top, if not dream places. And I am like over the moon, could cry about it. It's going to come with a huge headache, but we think we're going to be able to rent out a piazza. And if you don't know what a piazza is, then I literally just learned that word yesterday, by the way. I was like, the town square, like a little corner around down the cobblestone street. A piazza is basically just, you think Italy and you think you're in a space and you're enclosed by whatever Italian restaurants and buildings and blah, blah, blah. And it's always on cobblestone and it's just gorge and it's such a vibe. And I did not think we were going to be able to pull it off. I'm sure my wedding planners absolutely loved when I decided after they took me to Switzerland, took me to the Olympic-sized swimming pool, yada, 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 that I came back to them with, how about we just do it in the town square? We'll just rent out a few 6-top tables outside of this restaurant. That's definitely not how it works. But please, everyone, knock on wood that ends up happening. Now, for the other day, we were pretty positive that we had this place lakeside locked in. And it's very important for us to either be, on the lake or like you can see a lake. And it turns out that all of the prices that these people had sent over, none of them apply to the day. It made no sense, okay? They gave us all the pricing for this particular day. And then when we said, okay, amazing, we were actually looking for this day, they said none of that pricing exists anymore. And it's going to be about 3 to 4 times as much. So I don't know if that one is going to work. But you know what is going to work? And I will die on this hill that we will be celebrating with Riva boats. And if that means, if you don't know what a Riva boat is, it's those Italian old school gorgeous, like when you think of Italy and you think of those little speedboats, very romantic. I think those were the ones Jeff Bezos used to take people to and from his wedding. Those are going to be showing up in my wedding. That I know. What else I know is the dress that I will be wearing on the Riva boat. I think I'm going to want to do like a white scarf, like make it 50s, 60s every time they're in the convertible and they do the little thing. I'm going to do one of those in the boat, obvi, and I'm going to have a white dress to match. I mean, I guess it really comes down to what type of bride you're wanting to be, what you're trying to channel. Because I think for my wedding, yes, I want it to be timeless, gorgeous, beautiful, but there's so many different dresses. And for that exact occasion on a Riva boat, yeah, I want to be channeling my 60s housewife with the cat sunglasses and maybe a red lip for sure. That's what I will be channeling. But what would you even call that? I'm trying really hard to not call that old money. So is it old money that I'm trying to channel? Maybe. Is it quiet luxury that I'm trying to channel? Maybe. Is it discreet wealth that I'm trying to channel? Maybe. But that's just for the Riva boat moment. That is exactly what I will be channeling. And David's Bridal has a look for any and all aesthetics, no matter what kind of bride. Boho bride, Cinderella bride, disco bride, retro bride, funky bride, bunny bride. Now I'm just going to start saying crazy. But David's Bridal has got you. And you can stop by in store. You can book your free appointment online. And you can also shop on davidsbridal.com. And that is my update with the pre and post events. Thank you, David's Bridal. Back to my beauty treatments. That is what I wanted to talk about with you guys. So I read on the timeline of wedding planning that any beauty treatments or any things that you want to test out to see if you like it, to see if you want to add, to see if you want to subtract, to see what else you might want to do before your big day so you can feel the absolute most gorgeous you've ever felt in your years on the planet. That's kind of right alongside there as picking a venue. Like that shit needs to happen 12 months in advance. So I loved it because I'm on the phone with my fiance. We're reading this email out loud and we're like kind of laughing because in what world did I think, okay, wedding planning is a little bit stressful. We just need to talk through helicopters and wild boars. It's like lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. It's helicopters, municipality permits, and wild boars. Oh my. And we were just laughing to ourselves and we said to each other, like, this is so insane. And we totally underestimated just how much planning and how many hurdles you have to jump to get to even like halfway through. Like we're not even 1/4 of the way through the planning and legitimizing and solidifying any of the logistics. Okay. And we were laughing. And then I had this thought where I was like, well, I'm also sitting here on the phone with him and my face is falling off into my coffee mug because I got PRF microneedling done a few days prior. And I was thinking, oh my God, I have been feeling a little bit guilty here and there and everywhere about not being on top of this wedding planning and not being as involved as I feel like maybe I should be. And the thing is what do men do to get ready for their big day? It's a genuine question. Get a haircut and maybe get a spray tan. Women are doing the most. Women are completely contouring and reconstructing their faces and bodies completely before they walk down the aisle. So while men are over here planning the wedding and hopefully being helpful in that way, women are on the DL having to deal with a whole beauty Miss Pageant level routine that men don't even have to think about. But I digress, because the fact of the matter is there can be wild boars chasing me and there can be like a helicopter crash. Knock on wood, that is not going to happen. And the platform can be dropped on my head as long as I look stunning and beautiful and perfect. And I'm able to capture that with a couple photographs and maybe a quick video for my videographer. That is one of the more important things. So, in partnership with David's Bridal. So this week, I accidentally turned my apartment into a catwalk. I was trying on outfits and being like, okay, I'm slaying, but it isn't screaming bridal era. I started on David's Bridal looking for one, and then suddenly I was planning looks for the rehearsal dinner, the bachelorette, the reception, the after party, because apparently brides don't just have one outfit anymore. We have eras. And honestly, David's Bridal gets it. They've evolved way beyond just the ceremony dress. The designers online are elevated. The selection is actually exciting and everything feels intentional for different moments, which makes sense because 90% of brides interact with David's during their wedding journey. Plus, free in-store appointments, immediate yes. If you are in your bridal era or just starting to browse, you're gonna find it here. Book your free appointment, stop by in store, or shop online at davidsbridal.com. All right, let's be real. If your gut is off, everything feels off. Your digestion, energy, mood, even focus, it all starts in your gut. Every day, your gut is fighting a silent war against processed foods, stress, and even toxins in the air. And when your gut struggles, your whole body feels it. That's why I trust Just Thrive Probiotic. Most probiotics never make it to your gut alive, and that's why they don't work. But Just Thrive is clinically proven to arrive 100% alive and deliver measurable results. And it does something no other probiotic can. It turns your gut into an antioxidant factory, creating protective compounds exactly where you need them most. For you, that means better digestion, healthy immunity, more energy, and easy weight management. Just Thrive Probiotic comes in capsules or berry-flavored gummies, so there's an option for everyone in the family. I love the gummy. It's like a little treat that's actually good for you. For over a decade, Just Thrive has been helping thousands of people take control of their health with science-backed solutions you can trust. From their award-winning probiotic to their full line of gut, immune, and brain health supplements, Just Thrive is ready to help you live your healthiest life. So here's my challenge. Try Just Thrive Probiotic for 90 days, risk-free. Visit justthrivehealth.com and save 20% with promo code Sofia. See the difference for yourself or get a full product refund. No questions asked. Take the 90-day Just Thrive Probiotic Challenge today at justthrivehealth.com/Sofia. Be the best you with Just Thrive. If the holidays left you feeling maxed out, you don't need a reinvention, you need a reset. Pura's Well-Being Collection helps you shape the feeling of your space with premium smart home fragrance. Choose by mood, set it on a schedule, and find your flow in fragrance. This is your daily rhythm, reimagined with scent. Explore moods and find your new favorite at pura.com/moods. treatments. I'm starting them. I've started a few. There's more to come. We are in the very early stages. So if I don't look like I've metamorphosed overnight and turned in from ugly duckling to swan, that will be happening. Okay. We just got to do all of the treatments that you have to space out 4 to 6 weeks apart and suffer silently, or as I'm doing publicly on a microphone, before you guys are going to see that final product. Treatments that I'm doing. Number 1, laser hair removal. I have done laser on my underarms, which was over 10 years ago when I was still living in the grand old state of Utah. I have done my legs and I have done my bikini line. And if you've ever done laser hair removal, then you know that if your body is like off hormonally, that can just fuck and mess with the entire process. So I think it takes about 6 sessions before you can say you got laser hair removal. And I think I did all of the 6 sessions on my legs and my bikini line, but I think my hormones were just really out of whack. And so anyways, I'm re-upping and getting like 1 to 3 more sessions on the underarms, the legs, the bikini line. So those can be taken care of. Then I decided to get laser hair removal on my arms, which was not something that I was planning on doing. And I've never been one to like care about being shaved from, the eyebrows down. And I've never been one to shave my arms. But since I've been on this whole hair growth journey for the hair on my head, taking Nutrafol, taking supplements, iron, like just all of the things to make your body an environment that your hair can be as perfect, as long, and as thick as possible, the hair on my arms was also reflecting that. And if it's just like one extra thing that I can just snip out of the equation and not have to worry about, then I'm going to do it. It's like one less thing the day of that I even have to think about. So I shaved my arms for the first time. That was weird. I got them lasered. Super easy and super like I could take a nap and get that done. The bikini line, on the other hand, when they're like, okay, now you have to lay on your stomach and spread your ass cheeks. Okay, now hold up your right flap on your vagina, please, so I can laser the side of the flap. That one's a little less quick and a little less comfortable, but I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 more sessions of that. Now on to the new shit. So I went for a consultation with a very expensive, but very, very incredible. I don't know if she's an esthetician, but whatever dermatologist lady. She's a doctor. She's a dermatologist. Okay, I could have spent actually an extra hour on top of the extra hour I took out of her day to ask about every little skin cell on my body and how to optimize it. Wow, now that I know that, I have a whole new list of questions. There are multiple dermatologists that work under this branch. And so the waiting room, like my doctor and my dermatologist has her own little office. And the waiting room is really more about one of the other doctors that works in that office. He's kind of the head honcho and he's the main doctor. He's the CEO doctor of the doctors. Okay, I think he started this particular practice. And I've heard nothing but incredible, insane things. And he is a dermatologist to the stars. And he is also best, closest friends, damn near family with one star in particular, which is Martha Stewart. That you cannot sit down or go anywhere in this dermatology office without seeing a picture of him and Martha Stewart in an embrace, whether they're at like the top of the stratosphere at the Empire State Building, having lunch at Balthazar, in her kitchen with a pot of fresh mussels and toast in a white wine sauce, them hiking through the Himalayas, them on a safari, them deep sea diving right outside Madagascar. Like, it is just, and there's literally a little plaque underneath one of these photos, and in big letters it just says, "This is not for sale," which I'm just like, the fact that either this dermatologist felt the need to like let people know that these pictures of Martha Stewart and him are not for sale, and or the fact that someone asked to purchase one of these photographs, I don't know which one is crazier, but I am living for both of them. So I went in for a consultation, put $250 down on my card just to reserve the consultation. And I sat down and I was like, basically, what I want to get done is what you, in your professional opinion, think I should do after looking at my face right now and then looking at this before photo, quote unquote. And I pulled up this photo that I had that I thought was taken like a year or two ago. And then what I realized much later after I had left the office is that photo was in fact taken like 4 or 5 years ago. These are the issues with my face. It's really one big issue, but once you start looking into all of the different procedures and solutions and the anatomy of your face, you realize there's a whole bunch of things that need to be addressed. But the main takeaway for me is, over the past few years, I feel like this area of my face, and if you're not watching on YouTube, you absolutely should be. And if you love me, subscribe. I'm pointing to the cheek area that is right next to my nose. Okay. And so my under eye and then the inner face, basically my under eye and then all of the space below my under eye that is adjacent to my nose. My cheekbones are fine. The outskirts of my face, golden. I have no issue. My jaw is fine. My temporal lobe is fine. My forehead is fine. It's the inner piece. My nose is fine. It's the fat from the inner cheek and the fat from under my eyes. I feel like this whole area has just like hollowed out, and it seems a bit insignificant because it's not like, okay, I want to get a nose job or I want to get XYZ done or filler in my lip. But this little area, I feel like, just makes you look 10 times older. And I don't know where it went. It was like one day it was there, and then the next day it just disappeared. I'm like, where are my facial fat pads? And where is any collagen to have ever existed on my face, primarily in the under eye? They just both decided to up and walk away one day and like made a pact with one another. I don't know. But I brought it up to her, and she was like, let me see your face. Put your hair behind your ears. And she like bent down and squinted her eyes and was like looking back and forth between me and the picture. And she was like, okay, I don't think this has changed that much. I don't know if this has changed all that much. And then she just kept looking. And she was like, okay, so I think what we need to start with is PRF microneedling. And she said, you're going to need 2 to 4 sessions before you see any results. And you really don't see results until the 2nd or 3rd session. And I think that what that's going to do is basically help your skin rebuild some collagen, and it will help stimulate the collagen and just get things going. And she said, I personally don't know if you need to go a more invasive route, which is kind of what I was suggesting to her. And she said, I think we need to do those sessions of microneedling. I think let me take a poke at your face and let me take a stab at doing Botox for you. And then we will reassess closer to the wedding if we want to do anything additional. And I was just like, actually, I felt a little bit relieved because I went in there thinking, I'm going to tell her that I want to get sculpture done, and then we're going to shake hands and I'm going to be on my merry way. I was a little bit relieved after she told me we don't need to jump into that just yet. And after I went down a Reddit rabbit hole reading about Sculptra, and people were like, yeah, I did the 1 session. I loved it. You have to get a 2nd session is what they make it sound like. And then my face expanded like a balloon and never went back down. And now I went from like an oval oblong face to just a straight circle balloon face. And I was like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe that's one of those ones you play with after a wedding. But as I was sitting there, I had, as I like to do, a confessional. And I was like, I do need to tell. Oh, also, I was trying to convince her that like this picture that I was using as my before picture was taken literally a year ago. I don't know what happened. Yeah, babe, that was a screenshot from a year ago from a picture that was actually from like 6 years ago, but nice try. Oh my God, that just reminded me. I did end up watching the first like 5-10 minutes of the reunion. And when Andy's like, so were you with Ben Affleck? And then I think Heather and Whitney are like, you were not even with Ben Affleck. Like, why did you miss the girls' trip? And then Lisa pulls up a picture and shows Andy. And it is a picture of her and Ben Affleck from 2017. And he's just like, this is a cute picture. It's an old picture. That was me in the dermatologist's office, okay? Like really trying to talk my shit. So I'm trying to convince her that this picture of like a young 20-year-old me was me a year ago. And I started telling her all of the reasons why I think I like her plan and that my face does have the potential to rebound and come back to life on its own. And I started naming the things off for her. I don't sleep, which I will have everyone listening know. My sleep schedule might, for the first time ever, be fixed. I am now almost 5 days into it. And I have been sticking to what I say I'm going to do and going to bed. And it's been really, really good for me. Anyways, I go down the list. I've spent the last multitudes of years not sleeping. I pulled an all-nighter last week and I pulled an all-nighter the week before. So not okay. Second on the list, I don't drink water. I maybe hit 30 ounces a day. Third on the list, I've been in like a chronic fight or flight state for well over 3 to 4 years. I'm working on that. Number 4, I was so excited to tell her I quit smoking of any kind, including vaping, including cigarettes. And she was like, well, oh my God, that is like the number one offender here. And that by itself, your face could like really come back and rebound in a way that is just, I'm so, congrats on being nicotine free. And I said, well, I'm not nicotine free. In fact, I have a nicotine product in my mouth right now. And she was horrified. She was like, you have one in your mouth this second? And I open my mouth and I take it out and I show it to her. And she was like, that's been in your mouth this whole time. And I just said, yes. And she was like, okay. She grabbed the little garbage can for me to throw it away. And she was just like, when we get sleep, water, nutrition, and we keep on this no smoking train and hopefully eventually maybe the no nicotine train, which I can't even fathom right now, we might be in a different spot. And what I don't want to do is have you inject something into your face and then your body naturally heals itself, your fat pads come back, and all of a sudden you look like Maleficent, and like your cheeks are just protruding from here to Timbuktu. And so I felt good about that. So right now, what I'm doing, laser hair removal, microneedling, which I have to literally run to an appointment. I didn't even tell you guys about my microneedling experience. The RPF is basically where they then take your blood plasma and inject it back into your face. And then you look like a horrifying, scary, really scary monster for like the next week, which I have way more to say about that. I didn't even get time to tell you guys about my lip flip, which I regret. Okay, we're going to have to do a part 2. That's the bottom line. I didn't even get to the story about a Roni housewife, Bryn, everyone's favorite, mine included, running into her one time on my, I'm not going to call him my ex-boyfriend. That would be so crazy. On a man's lap who I have previously ran around New York City with. Okay, there's a lot I didn't get into, so this is going to need a part 2, and that's it, sleuths. I think I have a lot more to say, and there will be more treatments. I am still thinking I will probably end up doing some kind of, and this is going to sound really crazy, micro filler, droplet filler. We Were What? Danielle Bernstein, she's like a New York influencer. I saw her story the other day and it looked like she straight up pulled an Angie and had her under eye bags just chopped out of her face and stitched up. That's kind of some that I want. And then I saw that she got nano filler. There are 7,000 trillion type of filler. I don't know which one I'm even referring to or which one I'm thinking about getting, but more to come next week, sleuths. I love you guys so much and stay tuned because I got some stories.